Yeah, so the last time
Hello. Tony, go on, carry on. No, I was going to do the introduction, but go ahead.
But it'll make no sense to anyone watching now because I was just going to carry on the conversation we were just having. So,
So that point where I said, and we're going to go live. Are we going to go live? Yes, we'll go live. That was a bit to say, let us not talk about stuff. Hey, guys, if you're watching, welcome.
Evening, everybody.
To, oh, my God. I don't know how many of these we've done. This is
Quite a few.
36.
I've stopped adding numbers to the thing because I thought having part 37 didn't impress any viewers who realised they had to go back and watch 37 other episodes. So welcome, though, to this episode of the Uharan Echo. My name is Matthew, and over on this side, I'm getting this better now. Over on this side is Dave. And
hello, evening, everybody.
No.
We're here.
There
yes.
is Tony. Actually,
Evening.
tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap us about, Tony. Well, hey. There we go.
Evening, John.
Hey, John.
Evening, John.
Good to see you in the comments. We'll say hi in the comments too. And Tony, do you want to fill us in on what happened last time that you can remember?
What could I remember happened last time? So we'd
It all went badly wrong.
It went badly wrong after we left the ship that was sunk with a butterfly ship. It all imploded, went down. We ransacked Fires's cabin and found some pamphlets about the children of the song. We also searched the Legionnaires' cabins and found some other stuff. A little antique idol of an aspect of the dancer. We were heading to the portal. We were going to kind of head back. As we got to the portal, we were boarded for an inspection, which was kind of fairly routine. Nothing particularly bad coming out of that. But then we did notice a couple of things on the sensors. What appeared to be a kind of blank region of space, as we had previously seen around the butterfly ships, came out of the portal, headed towards the star. There was a massive coronal mass ejection that came from the star and just started destroying ships. So we just legged it for the portal and made it to the portal. Was in time, although Oshian and Yaquob didn't quite make it into the stasis pods before we got to the portal.
No,
I think everyone else did.
And although Oshian had done a pretty impressive piloting role, and you went in uncalculated, but you'd hit it in the right angle to get out of the right place where you intended.
You went in uncalculated.
Who's that talking?
So no, it's just me fiddling with that. It's fine. Yeah, it's gone now.
That's how professional we are. This is our home game, though, isn't it? The only thing we're missing is Andy Gibbs from our home game.
Exactly.
Even though you've done all that role, as darkness descended on you, you heard all sorts of alarms going off in the bridge that suggested not everything was fine.
All sorts of alarms.
Yeah, alarms, not alarms.
Subtle little clue there about something.
So you were a little bit worried by that, but by that time there was nothing you could do. And indeed, you've done a splendid role, and I have therefore not punished you accordingly.
Thanks.
Punish. That's what you love doing as a GM, isn't it? You love punishing
the players.
No, that's not. I'm here. I'm a fan of my players. I like to
punish them.
I like to help you be the best people your characters can possibly be. Anyway, eternal darkness. Icy chills crawl through your veins like snakes. Trapped in a nightmare, trapped between gnawing whispers in the depths of your minds and your own screams of terror as the portal field devoured your ship. You are earthworms desperately digging to escape the Debaran sun. You are Mirren carp suffocating in a fisherman's net. You feel death's fetid breath on your neck and see a distant light at the end of the darkness. You jolt awake, shaking in fear, but finally free of the hellscape. Satin sheets and marble floors, a warm sun through light curtains. Plants and potted herbs cover the tables and shelves around you, softening the hissing and beeping of the medical machinery. You have survived the darkness of the portals. It is a new dawn and a new world.
Are we the only people in this room?
At the moment, yes.
And is this like a hospital ward or something, or a...
It is like a hospital ward, but it's the most expensive hospital you think you have ever been in.
And I've been in a lot of hospitals.
Yeah. How are we paying for this, Oshian?
I think we're skidding out the window, actually, like last time.
So this is an ancient building. From the architecture, you think it's been here since before the Portal Wars. And yeah, you're not entirely sure where you are, but it is plush.
And are we in like hospital beds here, effectively?
Yes.
And do we have those horrible hospital gowns on that show our arse hanging out?
You have a hospital jalaba, yes. Just like you might be getting a little flashback to when you were waking up in the sanatorium, Yaquob. But it's altogether more pleasant than that, as far as you're concerned.
Yeah, that was quite unpleasant, if I remember rightly.
And is there anything else of our personal effects or anything here?
Not that you can see, no.
How are we
At
feeling?
which
Can we move? Sit up.
Yeah, you definitely can. I think Oshian might be wired up to more intravenous drugs and things like that, but you can definitely walk around because you managed to get into
I was in stasis.
the stasis pod.
Well, I think if you remember rightly, I shoved you in.
Yeah, you did
I?
actually. I was waiting.
Because you failed your role, didn't you? I think.
Can't remember whether I was.
Yeah, I think that may be the case.
And then I succeeded, but I used my success to shove you into the thing instead of me getting in.
Yeah. A middle-aged man is suddenly there as you move. Comes in, not he hasn't appeared out of magic.
It's Mr. Ben.
That's what I was going to say.
Just by magic.
Mr. Ben.
But it's a little bit like that.
What costume is he wearing?
For those viewers who are not 50, apologies. Look it up. It's an old program, kids program.
Yeah, it's bound to be on YouTube. Mr. Ben,
Yeah,
two ends.
it's great.
Classic.
Yeah.
Especially the one with the knight's costume. That was my favourite.
That was-
Anyway, and that
Sorry.
is what made me eventually into a D&D player and a fantasy role player. Mr. Ben is the beginning of all our careers in fantasy
Mr. Ben?
role-playing.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Don't you
Well,
think?
the beginning
Because he
of yours.
goes into a thing, he puts on a costume, and then he has an adventure.
That is very valid.
Mr. Ben is the first
The original
LARPer.
role player. Isn't he?
Mr.
Anyway.
LARPing King. Okay, yeah, you're right. And
So
LARPing when it wasn't fashionable.
this man, however, has not got a little fez like the shopkeeper in Mr. Ben's shop. He has a white coat, and he has on his cheek a crescent moon in gold.
Do we know what that means? That crescent moon in gold.
You
Is it-
want to take
Culture roll, maybe.
culture roll, yeah?
Can we both have a go? Or can one of us help the other?
I'll help you if you like.
Well, I think one of you do that. You can't have a conversation about it. It's a bit rude to say, "Who was that strange guy?" He's just said hello to you. The first thing you do is, "What do you think about that thing?"
What's that fucking stupid thing on his face?
So one of you, and I would suggest, since you're actually up, Tony, you make the roll.
Okay, that's good by me because you got more dice, I think.
Oh, look at that. I don't really know anything about that, I don't think. I'm probably not going to push. I don't think.
Right,
at
well,
this
I'm
stage.
not gonna make you push it because you don't know necessarily exactly what it means, but it's obviously Zenithian. This is part of that whole Zenithian makeup tradition.
Right.
And he's obviously a doctor, or he's dressed as a doctor. He welcomes you.
He's
to
dressed
the
as a
ward.
doctor. So clearly, he's not actually a doctor.
We're back on Mr. Ben again, aren't we?
He's obviously dressed as a doctor. He hasn't introduced himself, but at this point, now you let me get a word in edgeways, he introduces himself
Is
as
it Abu Ben Adhem?
Can we get Paul and Millie back, do you think?
May his tribe increase. I woke one night from a deep dream of... Anyway, it's not the 9 o'clock news now.
Yes. Sorry, Matthew. Sorry.
He introduces himself as Minash al-Harim and as the chief medicurg of the hospital. And the hospital where you're at is the Parona Kui Hospital.
And where is that hospital? I'll ask him. Where are we? What planet are we on?
You're on Kua.
Kua?
Kua,
Yes.
back on Kua.
Yes, indeed. You are on Kua. You are... have you ever visited the conglomerate and the monolith?
The conglomerate?
Yeah. You were being brought up here.
I was brought up there.
You may know then, Yaquob, of this very fancy hospital, which is effectively, you know what they call Covenant City, which is, if you like, the base of the monolith.
Yes.
It's in Covenant City, and it sort of climbs up the sides of the monolith. It's on multi-level. It's got lots of posh terraces. You've seen it from afar. I don't think you ever dreamed you'd be being treated here. Welcome to my ward. It is great to have two such heroes with us. All you should focus on now is rest. There will be time for questions later, but there are a number of people that wish to meet you.
Can I just ask for first, where's my ship?
How did we get here?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Osher. The last thing I remember is heading into the portal.
Yeah. Me too.
You came here on a fast ship, whose name I've just forgotten, and I will find it. Yes, you were brought here by a colonial agent from the portal gates in the Dabaran system. Her name was Adira Tain. And she brought you on a fast courier vessel here and arranged for your hospital. Fear not, all your bills are paid. I do not know exactly the whereabouts of your belongings, but I can assure you they are safe and stored somewhere, and I can find them out for you. But rest now. And you may wish to, if you feel you are able to walk, there's a balcony here, very splendid views out over the city, over the conglomerate. But when you are ready, I shall bring, I shall let the representative of the consortium who has been trying to see you, he can come and answer your questions.
Is he connected to this person, this Adira Tain person?
Is that name familiar to us?
You've not heard that name at all, no.
And sorry, remind me, who was she again? I'm asking the doctor.
Adira Tain, I believe she's the colonial agent on the portal station in Dabaran, the Uharan portal, of course. As I understand it, you had a pretty rough ride through that portal. You will, when you see the news, you will see that it is closed.
What happened?
Ship, I believe, is being repaired. I'm no engineer myself, but your ship is being repaired at a colonial station in orbit around Debaran.
To Baron.
The Barons.
That's a bit of a way from here. Why did we get brought all the way back here?
Well, it's time for the Cyclade, and you are heroes of the horizon. But don't stress about it. Let me. When you are ready, I shall introduce this dignitary who's been waiting to see you.
How long has it been since we appeared in the Debaran portal to now?
I happen to have worked that out.
Because you know that we will ask about timing questions.
Yeah, but what I forgot to do, because I put Twitch up on my thing, I didn't have my copy of the calendar up. So give me a moment.
Are we potentially talking years or?
No. Days. Maybe the best part of the segment. God, why can't I find my calendar? That happened this last time. I prepare these things, and then they disappear. Give me a moment. Let's see if I can.
Okay.
There we go. Right. You transferred through the portal on the 3rd day of the Novena of Incense. It is now the 8th day, so it has been 5 days travelling.
Okay. Not long then.
No.
And why do you keep calling us heroes of the horizon?
Sorry, not the 8th day, it's the 9th day now. You are the only survivors of the disaster at Uharu.
The only survivors. What about the rest of the crew aboard my ship?
Yeah, what about, because there was our crew, and there was also a couple of the inspection crew were still on our ship when we jumped, weren't they?
I'm afraid I don't know those details. I'm just a doctor. You were brought to me as the only survivors. But, as you might imagine, to be such, with all those deaths, all those ships lost on the other side of the portal, is a great honour.
And all those ships were lost in what an explosion from the star, or what caused it?
I am no astrophysicist. I am a doctor, Jim, not an astrophysicist.
Okay. Do we get the sense that he's really wanting to leave now?
No, not at all. I'm happy to answer whatever questions. If it puts your mind at rest, all I want for you is to relax and get well. And as I say, when I believe you are ready for it, I will have these dignitaries come in.
I think what would put our minds most at rest actually would be finding out what happened to our friends on our crew who were on the ship with us when we jumped through the portal. I'd like to know where they are and if they're safe.
And maybe something to help me sleep better, because I'm having some horrible dreams.
That is what I feared. This is why you see that you have this intravenous drip. I fear. I didn't particularly want to get into the dangers of your journey, but Yaquob, you were in a stasis pod.
Yes.
For the journey through the portal, which obviously you know is the safest way to travel. It appears that on the other side, your stasis pod was non-functional, which is why you have been unconscious for these last 5 days. You, Oshian, you were not in the stasis pod. And I fear that you do have lingering... You have survived, let me assure you, remarkably well for one who travelled through a portal unprotected. But I do fear... people call it portal madness. I prefer hypersickness. You're showing definite signs of that. Your pupils are very dilated. So we have you on a sedative drug. It's timed, so you won't. It should not obstruct your daytime hours, as it were, but it will help you sleep when it is time to sleep. And if you press this button here, if you feel you can numb the pain, or if you have any hallucinations or any symptoms at all, you can press that and it will give you a dose straight away.
Okay.
Now, if you give me leave, I will try and find out what happened to the other people on your vessel.
We'd be grateful, thank you.
So, exploring the room some more. Rare plants, medicinal herbs cover every shelf in the room. There are incense burners lit, which is, you don't need to make a culture roll for this, usual treatment for hypersickness, a sort of exorcism.
I'll wander out to the balcony and have a look at the view.
Okay. So you haven't got the most extravagant balcony. You can see that there are ones that have got they're broad, sort of fungus coming out of a tree trunk, and they've got ornate gardens on.
So much for being heroes of the horizon, then, eh?
Well, I think those are for communal areas of the hospital, whereas you're in your own private room with your own private balcony. The place is covered in plants, but you don't particularly have a garden out there. You do have a splendid view, though, out over the over Covenant City. The complex is constructed from Sodalian sandstone and Kewan Highland marble. There are silk drapes, Zenithian prints, and light curtains woven from steppe grass sway gently in the warm breeze. And as you step out onto the balcony, you can see the conglomerate laid out beneath you and hear very faintly the sounds of a never sleeping city.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna having some sort of not hallucinations, but sort of flashbacks to things that I don't recognize and don't understand, and I'm gonna press that button, and I'm gonna pump up,
right?
Because they're a familiar thing, familiar images flashing in there, but they make no sense.
As that sedative comes in, you have a sort of hunger for travelling to a graveyard or charnel yard or slaughterhouse, anything with dead bodies in. But then you click on that.
Is hunger a deliberate choice of word, Matthew?
No. It's like a yearning,
a desire. Yeah,
desire. Not, you don't want to eat dead people.
No, that's good.
At least not yet.
But I think in all of this, I'm seeing flash the image of my long lost mother and my flashed image of my long lost sister.
Oh yes, that's intermingled with your with this horrific dreams. It's almost, in fact, as your dreams aren't restless. You do fall asleep, but you do dream, and some of the dreams are of a creeping darkness infesting you, crawling over you. Some of the dreams we described before are being impotent and tiny and captured by circumstance, but some of them are of your mother and your sister. Would you like to tell me what they are?
I think there's my sister is sort of calling me back, as it were, back to where I belong, and my mother is sort of in the distance on the horizon in all of those dreams, not denying what my sister is saying.
Does your sister sing a song calling you from some distant planet or some distant part?
I guess she could be, yeah, absolutely. But I think the kind of the
Sing the song, Dave. Sing the song. She said. No, I'll let you off that.
No, I'm just trying to think of what would be the most appropriate song. But I'm not going to sing a song. Not that would end the stream very, very rapidly. But I think so I kind of wake up out of that in a cold sweat, and I kind of scream, sort of shout her name, shout Isabelita as I come out of it. Isabelita.
Isabelita, which is a name you know, is it not, Tony?
Yes. I imagine I probably
So what
do.
have you been doing while Dave conked himself out?
I think I was probably just sitting on the balcony having a look at the view.
Okay. At that point, when you're disturbed by Oshian waking up, but
Yeah,
then
I'll come back in.
after that,
I'll come back in and see how he is.
Al Harim returns, and he notices. He says, "I was hoping you'd be well enough to meet your visitor. I will take you to him if you wish to see him." He's looking at you, Dave, in particular, because he's aware of the fact that you've pumped yourself with a sedative.
And who is this man?
He's a very high-ranking member of the consortium, Varian Sidona.
And he wants. Why does he want to see us?
Well, I think to answer some of your questions.
Well, I think we ought to see him. Then I'm well enough. I can. You might need to. I might be a bit unsteady on my feet. You might need to help me here, Yaquob. But I'm up for seeing him.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to take that little rack with the sedative, intravenous sedative.
Yeah, press.
He guides you to a meeting room that is, well, generally you've been in hospitals where you get a seat at the foot of the bed for your visitor, but here you've got heavy rugs covering marble floors, a set of comfortable armchairs, a table full of food and drink, light foods or snacking food and fruit, but decanters of wine and honey water. And in there is a man who I can show you. Now, I am going to do this first of all, and then this, and then I am going to do this. And that is the man who greets you. And he says, welcome. Oshian Ispartha? He asks you, and holding out his hand in greeting.
I'll be polite. I'll tentatively shake it.
He's going to kiss your knuckles, or
Okay.
like a greeting like that. And you must be Yaquob Nassar. And again.
Indeed. Nice to meet you.
So, I do not wish to take up too much of your time or to stress you out, but I feel you will have questions for me, and I definitely have questions for you.
And who exactly are you?
A very good question to start the game.
What's your interest? in us?
Your last job was for the consortium. Your client was sadly the departed name I can't remember. I keep
Is it
forgetting.
Nadina?
Nadina Sarish.
What's
So
happened to Nadina? Because she was alive in
in a
the
stasis
stasis pod
pod.
when we went into the portal at Uharu.
Yes, I
Uharu.
understand.
Oh.
There was a massive malfunction on your ship. The name of which escapes me. Nadira.
Nijara.
Nijara. Yes. It has suffered terrible damage, but it is being cared for and repaired.
All that happens in this game is I sit on my ship for 5 minutes, it gets screwed, and somebody else repairs it.
You wait till Act 3 of this adventure.
I think I'm going to borrow somebody else's ship from now on.
Well, we can provide such things if you wish to travel. I am, however, you asked what I was. I'm the operational manager of the Foundation's Astroscience Division.
Can I ask what happened to our friends Adib and Jalea, who were also aboard Najara when we went through the portal?
He looks genuinely puzzled and says, I'm not entirely sure. I can tell you the circumstances of your arrival. Your ship was salvaged by, I'm sure I have my notes here somewhere. Yes, a salvage ship, the Phi Alarms. They found you, Oshian, in a critical condition. You were safe, Yaquob, but in a malfunctioning stasis pod, a lot of damage had run through the systems, and I believe there were a number of Zenithian military there who sadly did not make the transport.
Zelosian.
Sorry, yes. Zelosian military. What sort of mistake? What fool would make something like that?
Maybe as a player we shouldn't read too much into that slip of the tongue by the non-player character.
Zelosian patrolmen were there, and as well the body of your previous client. But be assured that any deals you struck with her will be honoured by the consortium, and we will repair the ship free of charge. And obviously arrange for your transport to pick it up whenever you feel able to do so.
Okay.
But that doesn't answer a question about Adib and Jalaya, does it?
No.
Adib and Jalaya, I have no record of.
Who was first aboard my ship to rescue us?
The crew of the Phi Alarms.
And that ship is what? Just a private salvage ship?
Yes, it is. They are somewhat allied with us. When they realised that your something of the nation of your mission, because you understand your client was a special branch officer, and they recognised her uniform and her identity, and they called the colonial agent Adira Tain and brought the vessel to her attention. She arranged for your transport here to the safety of Kua and to home.
Right.
For are you not Uharan Yaquob?
Indeed, yes.
Yes.
Well, it's not home for me. But thanks.
She's not. But are you not based on Coriolis?
I've lived on Coriolis for a while. I'm not Kuan.
Well, I didn't say you were, but Yaquob
I come
is.
from Menkar.
Menkar, right. But you are a proud Zenithian, the reports say.
I have my doubts about a lot of the first come philosophy. And have some, I used to have doubts about. Well, yeah, okay. I'm not going to say that now.
So, sorry, just to go back to who was on our ship and what condition they're in. So, Nadina, was
Nadina
she?
was in one of the malfunctioning status pods and was killed.
She was dead.
Yes.
She was killed after you found her in a malfunctioning pod, or she was dead when
Found
you
dead in.
I found none of these people, but no.
But there was,
I can understand your doubt, and you're hearing this third, if not fourth hand. But to my understanding, with no foul play involved, the
that'll be a
terrible
first.
journey through the portal killed a number of people aboard your vessel, despite your valiant attempts to save them.
Killed everybody but us two. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I have no record of these two others you mentioned, Jalea and Adib.
Adib.
No, I have no knowledge of them at all.
Okay. Yaquob, how much do we care about Jalea and Adib? I mean, it's a pity that they might have befallen a bad fate, but
By saying Yaquob, how much do we care? Are you actually having this conversation in front of him?
well, I mean, I guess maybe I should frame it differently.
I mean, let's face it, Adib did blow up your ship once.
Well, and I still haven't really forgiven him for that.
And didn't he give you a command roll? I mean, how do you know that it wasn't his command roll that blew up your ship the second time?
It's true. It's true. I'm just wondering how much effort and energy we put into trying to find out what their fate was. When actually now, sorry, Millie. What? Obviously, Jalea can't hear a word of this, Millie, so no metagaming.
She's not metagaming. She's an audience member who's got a favourite character, and we've just written her out of the series. Like that.
Well, I just wonder kind of what our next move is, really. Because are we now clear of this job that we took?
Well,
can we leverage this heroes of the horizon thing
for your next move?
Yeah, I think we might be about to be offered a next move, possibly, or several, in fact.
So hang on, mate. Did you say that you're going to honour the deal we had with Nadina?
22,000 burr.
I think your don't you agree, Yaquob? Your information is incorrect. It was 35,000 actually.
Yes,
no,
definitely.
I've looked at the. I've been sent a copy of the special branch budget for this, and it was 12,000 going to 22,000.
Except
in terms of discretion.
We made a verbal deal with Nadina when we saved her from the legionaries who then turned on her and tried to kill her. So we got an extra payment as a result of saving her life in that situation.
Well,
you should be saying this, Ted, because you've got the better manipulation than I have.
Do you want to make a manipulation roll?
Can I get +1 for Tony nodding vigorously?
Of course you can.
Unfortunately, it's not really going to help me very much, but yeah, let's give it a try. No, I won't bother pushing it either.
Really?
I've pushed my luck enough for this last 5 minutes, I think.
Well, he says we were able to access, of course, our deceased colleagues' logs, and it revealed that you had successfully removed the emerald disc from the Zephyra, which is what the terms of the contract were there. It took us some time to find the disc on your vessel. It was well secured. I understand it could be with the Zenithian agents on board, Zelosian agents as well. But
well, we did place it there for its security.
Yes.
Yeah.
With about to be boarded by the Zelosians.
Well, my colleagues at the Foundation are now examining it, but what it has revealed so far suggests, in relation to what you might do next, we obviously have worked out that there are malicious forces trying to destabilize the Zenithian agenda in this in the Third Horizon, and I would like to offer you a retainer, as it were.
Carry on.
Go on.
Well, first of all, I said I had questions for you, and perhaps you will share with me your understanding of the state of the Zephyra.
Zafira was the. This is played the. Yeah, this is the ship
was
that
crashed
went,
under the water on the moon. Yeah.
Well, it's gone.
Now
It's gone. What did you learn of the ship's fate? What happened to it in the Tauran disaster? In your understanding, you have retrieved for us the Emerald Disc, but you may have seen things on the vessel that no one else in the Horizon has seen or is able to report on. There are things that our agent referred to in her log. I just want to hear in your own words. Call it a scientist's sense of inquiry.
Call it a businessman's sense of having his next meal on the table. What? There's a trade of information here, and actually, I think I'm content to take cash in lieu of information from you. I guess for our information.
Well, you have 22,000 burr
From the previous contract, yes.
Yes, to investigate the loss of the Zephyra and to return the Emerald Disc. You have returned the Emerald Disc. Now I just want to hear what you feel is your opinion of the loss of the Zephyra.
Are you paying our bill here at the hospital?
Of course, that is being covered.
Okay, and you're paying for the repair of my ship?
Yes, indeed.
All right.
Of course, for that we assume some form of
that's probably fair enough, yeah.
compensation.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's no reason not to be open with him.
No. Because they'll probably get stuff off from Nadira's log and the Emerald Disc.
I don't know if Nadira's log will have all the information about the butterfly ship that we.
No, it might have the information about what we found when we first got there, and the other salvage ship was there. So the ship was obviously badly damaged and effectively ripped into several pieces already. One of the pieces crashed on the planet and sank in under the ice. But we did see the other bits in orbit around the moon. So one of the bits was twisted in strange spiral shape, and one of the pieces had was looking like a strange glassy black obsidian material. So obviously some strange things that we can't really explain had happened to the ship before it crashed.
We have some theories.
Sorry?
We have some theories.
Not
But
sure.
you mentioned a butterfly.
So the bulk of the ship crashed onto the surface of the moon. With the frozen oceans, it sank under the ice. We went down to the ship. On that ship, in one of the cargo bays, there was this butterfly-shaped ship, which had a strange effect on sensors. It just appeared to be a blank space of nothingness to sensors on that ship. We went onto the butterfly ship. There was it had strange effects on our minds. The ship was clearly badly damaged and wrecked and full of water as it was underwater. But when we went into the butterfly ship, there was the illusion created which made it appear intact and with
an atmosphere.
An atmosphere rather than being full of water. We did meet on that ship a being of some kind.
Don't really know what that was, though.
No, or it did claim the life of one of our crew.
Although it didn't, actually. Our crew claimed its life.
That's true, actually.
It was then that the ship kind of imploded.
Fires. Shipmate attacked it to allow the rest of us to escape. When he killed it, the ship immediately imploded down to a very small volume, killing Fires.
Our very close, dear friend, Fayez, that I have bad dreams about his loss. I had a dream just now. I had to take some more drugs to overcome the shock and the pain of his death.
Well, you have been very open with me. Let me tell you a little of what I know. I should say I am operational manager at the Foundation's Astro Science Division, but I am also shall we say, a colleague of Nadina Sarish, whose name I keep forgetting. And it was I indeed that asked Nadina to salvage that vessel. The Zephyra was trapped inside the portal for many segments and did not exit where she entered, which means that the links in portal space do not appear to work the way they were generally believed to, which has, of course, my Foundation colleagues considerably worried. Then there is the question of this vessel, which presents no known matches. We've harvested data off the vessels of the Zephyra's emerald disk, and it backs up a lot of what you say, that it is very difficult to spot and it plays havoc with ship sensors as well as with your minds. Although I'm not a medical doctor, but do you think this might be an after effect of the of your journey through the portal?
No. We were definitely affected on board that butterfly ship, without a doubt. Before we even knew there was trouble at the portal. This was still when we were at the Zephyra. Also, you might want to be aware we have seen one of these ships before. Here on Kua, in fact.
On Kua, yes.
Matthew, our investigation and part in trying to find the emissary, that's public knowledge, isn't it?
Well, you reported it back to the judge. Certain aspects of that were made public knowledge. The judge, particularly the corruption of the judicar that was your guardian, who appeared to be working with the Zenithians in that regard.
So
that's actually in the last.
Have our names been connected with it? So are we? I think we were known as having been involved in the investigation, weren't we?
Yes, I think so. Yes,
Yeah.
you were you had quite high status after that as well.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Nobody
saying
was
to
calling
him,
you heroes of the horizon like they are now, though.
well,
You had minor celebrity status.
you've got to.
You might have got an invitation to, I am a celebrity, get me out of the Namada. And
I'll take that for 250,000 birr. Thanks very much. So I'll say to well, you may well be aware. I suspect you are aware of our involvement in the investigation into the disappearance of the emissary, and it was in the concluding part of our investigation into that we saw one of these ships departing. In fact, the location where we found the emissaries
in the Sultra swamps, wasn't it?
Yeah, where we found the emissary's body or the emissary's remains.
Also worth mentioning, we also, before the coronal mass ejection in the Uharan system, we also saw coming from the portal we can tell it was a butterfly ship, but it had the same signature of just nothing on the sensors, which is kind of what prompted us to head straight for the portal with no delay, and it headed towards the star just before the coronal mass ejection happened. So it appears to be quite strongly implicated in that event.
So it seems. If you are willing to work exclusively for Special Branch, I can offer you the benefits of not only suitable financial reward for every mission that Special Branch send you on, but also our network of intelligence, shall we say, which, speaking as GM to the players now, would be effectively the talent truth seekers.
Okay, is that a new one?
No, that's on the core book. You asked me. I have to give you a significant clue for the cost of a darkness point.
Right. And we could access that anywhere, is that? Or anywhere we could find?
Yes, indeed.
Special Branch assistance.
Well, no, I think you'll find this isn't a friend in every port, but this is, you've got some intelligence about this when you're stuck for a clue or something.
Right, okay.
Spend a darkness point and I will give you that clue and say, oh, that's something that
it does cost a DP.
Yeah.
It's a 1 use per session.
Right.
Like all crew talent, all group talents.
Yeah. Okay. Does that replace our other group talent, or do we get it as a bonus?
I don't know. I've asked Rickard this because it doesn't make it clear in the book. And I don't know whether Rickard has responded yet.
Because you'd think it will be a bonus, wouldn't you? I'm not sure I want to lose.
On top of. Yes, otherwise people will say, well, I don't want to work for you because you're not offering me the talent I already have.
Yeah, exactly. and you say this, retainer. What are we talking about? Let's talk facts and figures here, maybe.
What would you be asking for?
$1 million per.
I think we want clearly enough to run and repair my ship, or run and maintain my ship, plus obviously enough for us.
Yeah, if you're asking us to work exclusively, so we can't take other work, this has to run enough income for us to live and work on whatever jobs you want to send us on.
I think we'd be looking at 20,000 birr a month.
What's the payment on the ship per month?
Yeah, it's loads. It's 5,000 or something. 4,000.
20,000 birr per month. I think that might be a little rich for my blood. But
Well, we are heroes of the horizon, and
yes, you are.
we solved the investigation into the biggest crime and biggest news story the horizon has seen until these butterfly ships and the Tauan explosion, whatever happened there with the emissary. So you're getting top operatives for your burr, mate. If you want the best, you got to pay for it. You want monkeys, pay them peanuts. But we're not monkeys.
Yes. Yaquob, it's you that does the negotiation normally.
I know, shit. Tony doesn't butt in often enough. Is a problem. He just lets me ramble on and like make a fool of myself.
Make a fool of yourself. It's you that makes a fool of you. There should be a talent for that somewhere. Well, obviously, you are heroes of the horizon. You're quite right, and indeed, in 3 days, or is it now 2 days' time, you will be attending the Cyclade celebrations in Sky City.
Nice.
I'm just thinking. Actually, how much money? Now, as we are heroes of the horizon, as we did find what happened to the emissary, surely we could go on the chat show circuit and make an absolute killing here. We could be talking hundreds of thousands of bear. So,
well, this is
book rights serialized in the papers.
Merchandising, T-shirts, frisbees, hats. What's the incentive to work and risk our lives for you?
This is not an area of expertise for me. However, I feel you may well find some celebrity if you so wish. Let me give you time to think about it. I shall return tomorrow.
Hang on. We've got nothing to think about. You haven't told us what your offer is yet, and we've said 20,000 burr a month, and you've said you're going to let us think about it.
Yeah,
I've thought about it. That's our offer.
Right.
Tell me what am I thinking about?
If you come back with maybe a lower rate, I don't want to start negotiating with you. I'm not like these first come market sellers. If you come back with a reasonable rate by the Cyclade celebrations.
Are you saying that 20,000 a month is unreasonable for the services of
for two
men
people
like
for
us?
exclusive?
As a retainer, yes, I do. As I said, you would be paid for a handsome fee for the missions that you undertake.
But again, if you're asking for exclusive use of our services, that means we can't go and do other jobs while you're not giving us jobs, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
I'm sure that if you sign up for a retainer with us, you'll have
pay needs to
jobs
be
enough
sufficient for us to
to
live on.
fill the Cyclade. You will have more Coriolis cycles of work than you can possibly imagine.
I can imagine quite a bit.
However, I will let you imagine that, and I shall return maybe tomorrow to see whether you are able to offer a better, more reasonable fee.
19 and a half.
It may be
Yeah,
that your repairs on De Baron will take some time. And if you're not working for us, we may be less inclined to
hang on.
So you trying to start
threatening us
by
now.
threatening us as part of the negotiation? Is this your negotiating tactic? That doesn't sound like negotiating in good faith, does it?
Tony, he does seem to be a lot cooler and a lot less friendly than he was at the beginning. So yes, although he's not threatening you, he's just saying, the ship is in a terrible state. It may take some time. And if you find work with somebody else, maybe we should leave it to them to. We will pay your bills on the vessel itself. Don't fear that. But maybe we lower the priority of its repairs. But I have spent enough time with you. I have left my contact details with the staff here. Anytime you want to see me, then do tell them to get in contact with me. In the meantime, though, think on this. You will not have a better offer for many
We haven't had an offer at all, have we?
No,
We've made an offer. You haven't made a counter offer. So we don't have an offer at the moment, do we? We have no offer.
Well, I would like you to name a fee that I'm willing to pay.
Well, why don't you name a fee that you're willing to pay, and that'll start That's how haggling works. That's how negotiation works.
And
We've
as
made an
I
offer.
said,
You make a counter offer, and then we negotiate something we can.
I am not some first-come market trader.
Well,
I'm
nor
a
are we.
civilized
Nor are we.
Zenithian.
Even civilized Zenithians have to negotiate in their lives, don't they?
Yeah. If you never negotiated a contract in your life, that's what you're doing.
Well, I'm a scientist, not a negotiator.
Surely you've negotiated your bursary or your stipend or your academic, line of funds to do your work.
That is between me and my employers.
So why don't you make us a counter offer? It's the obvious thing to do.
I've asked you to name a lower price.
Okay, 19,000 then. Go on. What's your
Still
counter offer
too
to
high.
that?
Have a think about it. I shall return tomorrow and see if you have a more reasonable.
If this wasn't a family show, there was a 4-letter word that I was about to say there.
I'll let Paul Watson say this, and
Paul and he's talking about you, Matt, not the bloody character.
I'm only reading it out of the book.
Matt's
and
never.
Millie has this comment: "You get paid in exposure."
I'm quite liking the chat show idea, frankly.
Well, that is exposure.
Likely to get shot at a bit less.
Do bear in mind that there is a single broadcaster. The bulletin doesn't have any competition. Not sure it pays massive amounts of money. Right. So, and he descends. He disappears.
Where's my guns? I'm feeling a bit, I've become a lot less tolerant during this campaign of people bullshitting. I used to be a much more relaxed character, it was just all this shit. Anyway, yeah. So what would we accept then, Tone?
I don't know, 18 and a half. I say, if exclusive for two of us, it's got to be a comfortable living wage plus enough for expenses, isn't it?
Yeah, and to pay for the shit.
If they could say, you get paid per job, but then if they don't give us any jobs for 6 months, then that's the
So
retainers, the only income.
Living, shall we? In the oldie bookie, comfortable wage.
Yeah, we're not really talking about comfortable wage. We've gone through a lot. We both nearly died at least once. Tony was taking his helmet off 50 meters down in icy water. I got punted into space.
Only because you told him to.
No, that was the bad guy. That was the butterfly pilot guy doing all the problem.
Where's the costs section? I seem to remember there was a little table.
Yeah, dear viewers, this is a familiar thing with Matt as the GM. He is the tightest GM I've ever had the misfortune to play with when it comes to giving the players just a little bit of good stuff. Come on, feed us something good. Stop having us on the edge the whole time. Just once in a while.
Forbidden Lands, we never find anything good, do we?
We get like one gold.
There is nothing to find in Forbidden Lands. After your last adventure, you said, I want the biggest treasure. I've looked through all the adventures. There's bugger all. Magnus Seta told us the Bitter Rich was paved with gold. There's bugger all in the Bitter Rich as well. They're conning us at Free League.
They are. It's outrageous.
Anyway, sorry, I just trying to find the costs. There's a cost of living thing. I seem to remember.
Well, I suspect that we kind of live on the ship, and then our cost of living costs are basically the maintenance of the ship, and then anything above that would be our profit, basically.
I'm sure there's a table that kind of says, live well and live poorly, but I cannot find it. Let me just have one more look in the.
The art of GMing does involve making it up on the hoof if you can't find it in the book. and
Well,
kind of generously making it up,
Yeah, no, I don't think it does, because then you end up with people saying, "Oh, here's my plasma weapon that I've just bought," and I bring out the Death Star, and you say, "Oh yes, I bought that gun last week for half my wages that can blow up Death Stars." No. Anyway, there is then a knock at the door,
Next.
and a young cadet in hegemony strict uniform is shown in by a nurse with better things to do. Do you want to make one of you a culture roll?
Can I help him, or do we both try?
Well, again, it's one of those things where I don't think you can help if you're gonna. Oh, who's this coming through our door? I don't recognise the uniform.
All right, we'll both roll then, maybe.
Both roll.
I get 1 success on my culture.
I get no successes.
Right. Okay. You recognise it because of your genuine Zenithian fanboy. As she's a graduate of the elite Nighthawk pilot squadron, and in the Salakad fleet, stationed up the monolith in Sky City. She introduces herself as Sana Astrides, adjutant to Commander Feda Din Khrama of the Asarita, one of the Hegemony's flagships. She says that Commander Din Khrama seeks a private audience with you, just down in the hospital gardens.
Should we
If
start?
you have a brief moment to spare?
Should we start charging for these meetings, Tony?
Yes, I would love to have a meeting. It's 20,000 per session. That gets you half an hour.
Oh, we give them 15 minutes for free. That gets you 45 minutes. Yeah, I guess so. But do we have to go out into the gardens? I mean, I'm wearing.
What's the weather like?
You have, since you've woken up, you've been given very nice jalabas, not the basic hospital stuff. So
Right, okay. Do you want to take the picture of the other guy down?
Yeah, I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to be wanted, I guess. So
Yeah, we can say, well, if they want us to do something, we can say, yeah, the other lot was offering us 20,000 a month.
And I just want to remind you that the other day you were being disappointed that your balcony was smaller than the ones down below, and she's offering to take you down to the ones down below. So
yeah, so let's go to their big balcony.
let's go to the big balcony. Yeah.
So these balconies are all around the kind of the structure of the hospital, and each one of them represents a different sort of biome, shall we say. And you head down into one that particularly is abundant with Kuan flora and fauna and the Zenithians' exuberant wealth. Orchards brimming with fruit, mosaic paths, shadowed by vine-covered trellises, small waterfalls and crystal-clear koi ponds make for a serene oasis just above the chaos of the conglomerate. And she leads you to a small rock garden where a woman in an elegant uniform awaits. Her discreet gold lapel pin this is one that you recognise again, Dave, a stylised crescent moon, cut through with a thin line and topped with a 3-pointed star, symbolising Kua, the monolith, and Coriolis. And that is her uniform's only adornment, it says in the text. So obviously these medals here don't really exist.
She's taken them off for this meeting.
You will also notice, I think, I won't make you make an observation roll, that there are 8 judicators discreetly sunning themselves in various parts of the garden but you feel these are her escort.
Right.
And she...
You're the negotiator, Tone. I'll try and keep my gob shut for a minute.
Oshian
Seems unlikely.
Ispartha, she says, and Yaquob Nassar. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. People are calling you the heroes of the horizon.
So it seems.
So we hear, yes.
Well, I will come straight to the point. I have an offer to make you. I would like to recruit you as investigators. I understand that you have been investigators in your lifetime. You work out
That's
at
up.
a Crossroads College, I believe, on Kua.
On Coriolis.
Coriolis.
Yeah.
On Coriolis, sorry, yes.
We are private investigators. That is our
Yeah,
profession.
she wasn't
It's-
terribly successful by... sorry, I pulled your tax records, and I can say that we could offer you more than that in income. You would be kept very busy, where there are a number of strange happenings and unrest that appear to be growing among the first come in the outer systems, where the consortium's rather inept rule is crumbling. And we could have you flying around the horizon in being flown indeed, for there's something about the Z Hegemony's fleet that is quite luxurious for people like you. Yes, you do have a vessel.
Well, yeah, we have a very perfectly effective
Yes,
ship.
somewhat looks a little bit like somebody piled some scaffolding up and then left it there, fly tipped. Apparently,
It's an old Alarms Temple courier vessel.
a courier vessel at that speed. Well, let's say that Alarms Temple influence obviously doesn't spread very far.
Well,
We
it's
can offer you a speedy
it's
ship
the-
if you so desire.
It's the journey that matters rather than the destination, we find.
Oh, philosopher. Yes, you might as well been living among the first come too long, maybe. Anyway, I am prepared to make you an offer to come and work with us.
Okay. I'm gonna sotto voce say to Yaquob, it better be a good one, because frankly, just fucking off and doing our own thing right now feels like the best option. Because she's pissing me off, the other guys piss me off.
Yeah, okay. So we're listening.
Give me a moment. I'm just looking at what I'm prepared to offer you. There we go. I found it now. Well, we have quite an extensive network. Your work will be supported by, and as GM to players, the Truth Seekers talent. I'm sure these are meant to be two different talents. But that's what it says in the book.
Isn't one of them the bullshit seekers talent? And one of them's a truth seekers talent.
We will also offer you Paul suggests 50,000 burr.
That seems like a sensible.
Millie suggests
1 million burr.
1 million burr. However, these are not prices that we're going with. And John Salquist has done the decent thing.
Yes, I've looked. Yes, cheers, yes. John.
Jolly
Naturally,
good, John.
We want to live an advanced, luxurious lifestyle.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yes.
We do.
Well, 10,000 burr a month.
Each. Plus expenses for the ship, of course, which is 5,000.
25,000 burr a month.
Well, that's what the other guy offered us.
Yeah, obviously we have had other offers, so
Because we are heroes of the Third Horizon, and we are the heroes of the emissary investigation. We did find the emissary. What happened to him?
Yes, you found some corruption within our own ranks, indeed.
Well,
You want to make a negotiation roll?
Presumably that's manipulation, yes.
Yeah, sorry.
can I give him a dice of help?
Yeah.
Okay, Tony, this is
And
where...
indeed, take another dice as well.
Okay, thanks.
Just because you've been quite open in this conversation, Bear.
Roll well and push it, whatever.
Okay, well, I can do one of those things, which is push it.
Oh, come on, Yaquob. You don't
I haven't rolled that many dice on that, but I haven't rolled the...
I've had 12 darkness points at the start of this, but I was going to take 2 away for your darkness points and Millie's illness. So that's 4 gone. So we're down to 8, but that goes back up to 9.
But yeah, have one back. Come on, you dice. 1 success.
Oh, Yaquob. To quote Snatch, you're not much use to me alive, are you, Yaquob?
You should let me just stay underwater with the helmet open.
If you are prepared to work on a number of what could be quite dangerous missions, for which there will be an additional fee, of course, then 25,000 seems a reasonable amount.
Per month?
Per month, per segment. Months are an outdated system based on the solar calendar. Hold on.
And would you be looking for us to be working exclusively for yourselves for that?
I think so. You would be working for the Asterban. And that requires a bit of discretion and secrecy. And generally not being a double agent. It was your... you uncovered, and don't know if you know this, we have dealt with it internally, a number of double agents within the Asterban who have since been dealt with. For that, of course, you will have the Asterban's eternal gratitude and, until you are tempted to double cross them, 25,000 burr a month. But I do not want you to make your decision now. Take time, by all means, to consider my offer. It is a final offer.
It's an offer that we will definitely consider with
seriously, indeed.
Serious, yep.
Very well. I hope I shall see you in Sky City then for the Cyclade celebrations.
Presumably we're invited.
It was, of course, the hegemony that made sure you were on the list. Guests of honor, I understand.
Sounds good to me.
The consortium will take all the credit. I'm sure they'll have their bulletin reporters fawning over you, offering you deals with chat shows. I'm a celebrity, get me out of Namada.
I'm assuming that clearly this offer precludes us taking any of those chat show offers if they come along.
Think it would, yes. The Wheel of Fatima, Studio Zana.
Bruce's Play Your Cards Right.
Beyond the Rimwood Reach. I'm reading actual bulletin programs at this point. You are making shit up. Okay, except for I'm a celebrity, get me out of Namada. That was mine. That was a made-up one as well.
Okay. I think Paul is right, though. It is shocking. It is close to minimum wage, frankly, but we'll go with it.
You agreeing that now?
No, I think we should talk about it privately.
Yeah, because we might get there might be other offers coming in to consider first, mightn't there? So it's, I think by default this is probably so far of the 2 offers. Well, of the 1 actual offer,
yes,
1 non-offer. This is the best.
And it's and remember, like you said, she offered us better ships as well.
Yes,
I mean,
we
not
can
that I-
transport you for every mission wherever you
sure.
need to go.
Yeah.
Sometimes it will be on our ships, so we may give you a ship and crew at your own command. It depends upon the nature of the mission. Some ships may require that you go in disguise. Some missions, I should say, may be that you require a ship that we,
Okay.
shall we say, purloined.
But presumably, for much of the time, we would be expected to travel in our own ship.
You really want to travel in that one?
It's
Yeah, we like that ship.
a beautiful ship,
It may not look like much, but
but she's got it where it counts.
yeah,
Well,
Oshian's made a lot of
it
special modifications himself.
survive the Uharan portal disaster, although just barely by all accounts.
Well, as we were going into the portal, I did have to say, she'll hold together. Do you hear me, baby? Hold together. Well, I'm glad that me and Tony are enjoying this episode. Not sure if the viewers are, but well, I'm having a blast.
Millie's thinking that she could do a better job.
I don't blame her. I think she's right completely. Right then. Okay, should we have a
John
conversation?
is trying to
then?
sell you a new ship, you'll notice there.
Yeah.
For any of our viewers that are watching, John is the creator of a number of ships on the Free League Workshop, including the very beautiful Harima Wazir, which I think John realizes that I quite like.
I wonder, actually, if John would want to do one for Nijara.
What?
I'll have to have a word with him, see if he wants to do that. Anyway, let's move on before this show becomes commission John to do some more artwork for us.
Right. Okay. So,
Of the two offers, Yaquob, the Esteban one is much better.
It is absolutely, yes.
And the Captain Fader Dinrama didn't piss me off like the other guy did, even though she insulted my ship a little bit. But that's fair enough.
At least you made us an actual offer that we could consider.
and she's Zenithian, so you'd be working for the good guys.
We would be.
I mean,
working...
as far as your point of view is,
Yeah.
not as far as the rest of the horizon.
We would be working at the center of Zenithian intelligence gathering and knowledge. So it's probably a good place. A good place to work.
Yeah, because that's the best place to work. Where were the people? Who was the person double crossing you in your first adventure? A Zenithian agent.
Yeah, but they've said they've rooted them all out now, thanks to our investigation into the emissaries. So it's all right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they're now entirely secure.
Yeah, definitely won't be any more double agents.
The best intelligence force in the horizon needed 2 out-of-work detectives to realise they had a mole.
Yeah, but what they didn't realise was we were the unsung. We were going to become the heroes of the Third Horizon, the heroes of the emissary. We were just destined. We were always better than they were. We just were like down on our luck, investigators at the time.
Well, I'm suggesting, boys and girls, I mean, boys here in the room with me and boys and girls out there in the audience, that as we're coming up to 10 o'clock, you should really sleep on your deal making, and we should maybe return in the next episode to hear which deal you have struck.
Well, I think we're going to go for the Esteban, don't you?
Yeah, that's another bit of it comes in. That's pretty clear.
Not that we're blowing Matt's desperate attempt to get a cliffhanger here.
But there may be a third offer that you're going to get next week.
Do we spend too much time giving these people a hard time to get to the third offer?
I wanted to get 2 weeks worth of content out of this. You've done a perfect job.
Yep, never knowingly under chatting, I guess.
You can count on us to drag things out far longer.
Either be really rushed as I try and fit 2 scenes in, or it would be, or we just spread it out and I'll give you guys a chance to talk and
Yeah, that's
negotiate.
the best approach, I think.
With the other one. So it's gone perfectly according to time as far as I'm concerned. In fact, no, it's a little bit short. We're finishing 5 minutes early if we do that.
So I think just to round this off from my point of view, as I sleep on it, I'm having another dream where Isabelita comes to me and tells me that
work for the Astaban.
I must, absolutely that.
Actually, I can give you a dream. I can give you a dream. Give me a moment. In your dream.
You're about to break into song here, Matt. Something.
No. You see the portal exploding in front of you. Just as the blast hits your ship, your minds detach from your bodies. For a moment, suspended in the darkness outside your craft. I think, Oshian, this is a dream you're having, not Tony.
Yeah.
Trapped in your dream, you see a monastery cruiser being torn to shreds. For a few seconds silent, roaring flames consume the escaping oxygen before her lights flicker and darken. You're slowly pulled through the portal and you see a dark butterfly ship appear before you, resting in perfect stillness. You hear her voice come into your mind. Brother, you have lived through something extraordinary, a declaration of war on the horizon. Many now seek your loyalty, but tread carefully. You have ended up in a snake pit. Forked tongues make poor promises. Remember your true faction. Side with one of the liars for survival, then come to me. And on that, we shall finish the episode. Oh, and Tony's gone.
Okay. Maybe he's got internet trouble at the last.
He's coming back. I'll get him in.
Cool.
There you go, Tony.
Yeah, don't know what happened there. I just dropped off for some reason.
Your image flicked off as though your camera was broken, and then you disappeared altogether.
Well, yes, because I basically noticed that I'd frozen
Okay.
on the stream, so I thought I'd just turn the camera off and on again, see if that fixed it, but that just appeared to drop me off the stream completely.
Okay.
Anyway.
Before you finish, out of interest, Matt, was that actually written in the book?
It's slightly modified from one that
I say slightly. Yeah. Okay,
there wasn't one that said brother and remember your faction. I did that on the fly. Did you notice?
Yeah,
well, I assumed so, but I just thought, what a wonderful kind of connection in with the story that we've been.
No,
building.
suddenly, as soon as you said dream, I thought, oh no, there's a thing I'm not going to use because and I thought, but I could adapt that, and that was adapted. There we go. That is why I'm the best GM. Right, so shall we say goodbye to our viewers?
Thank you for watching, everybody. No, thanks for watching, guys and girls.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Probably not, to be honest. But...
No, true.